Welcome to another episode of Football Scientific with me, Aaron Sauter. I'm a writer for the UFL News Hub and the CFL News Hub. I cover the San Antonio Brahmas of the UFL, the Hamilton Tiger-Cats of the CFL. I talk about the IFL, the Indoor Football League, the NAL, the National Arena League, and the ELF, the European League of Football. This is my co-host, Wolfie D. It is Wolfie D in the house, my peoples. We're here, fired up, ready to go. All right, Wolfie D. So we're going to jump right into some big names, okay? First of all, the UFL has had a crazy season so far. We've had labor strife, and we've had threats of strikes. We've had quarterbacks skip workouts that they really needed because the quarterbacks are horrendous right now. These quarterbacks stink, other than Luis Perez and Manny Wilkins. That's sad. Manny Wilkins is on that list. Okay, so what's happening next? That's in my mind. Brahmas 0-2. Brahmas is expected to come out, expected by me and many other people, to come out and follow up last year, in which they won the XFL conference as a surprise team. They were a surprise team. Came out 7-3, tied to St. Louis Battlehawks, beat them in St. Louis in the XFL conference championship game to go to the championship game, got shut out 25-0 by Birmingham Stallions. With that in mind, I really felt like they were so close. They were going to come back this season and really make some big steps and make some things happen. I predicted such. Okay? Instead, 0-2. 0-2. They've lost to the Arlington Renegades. They've lost to the St. Louis Battlehawks. Losing to the Battlehawks is excusable. They're probably the best team in the league right now. Okay? At this moment. Of course, injuries change everything all the time. Okay, it's a 10-week season. You're 0-2. You got to win now. You got to win now. They play the Michigan Panthers this week. Michigan Panthers trade away Marcus Sims. They're hurting. They should be starting Bryce Perkins, but they start Danny Etling. That's gross. Their defensive secondary is not that great. Their offensive line is not as good as expected. Brilliant Speaks is on the IR list. Michigan is having hard times personnel-wise. Okay, they got beat by the Stallions again. They're having hard times personnel-wise. The Brahmas, for the third week in a row, are on the road in Michigan. They're in Ford Field. It should be a nice environment. Probably not a lot of fans. Sad face for the league, but it's the way it is, okay, when you go to Detroit and you're not the Lions, all right? So it seemed like there's a pretty good setup for the Brahmas to break through and maybe get their first win of the season if they can just come out and be competent. Just don't beat yourselves. They played better defense last week. They played better defense. They had a chance. The offense is horrible. Horrible so far. No timing, no creativity, no excitement, just incomplete passes and quarterbacks running for their life. Kellerman, I can't even tell if he's a good quarterback right now. He's too busy running for his life and having passes bounce off receivers, okay? All right, so with that in mind, I thought the Brahmas would be focused on getting that first win of the season, but then today, boom, disaster strikes. Offensive coordinator AJ Smith, thought by many to be an offensive genius based on what he's done at the college level at University of Incarnate Word and at the high school level, and then with the Houston Roughnecks in 2023 with Wade Phillips. It seemed like AJ Smith is an offensive genius. Now, I'm going to say last year he came in, I thought quarterbacks were making him struggle. Quentin Dermody, Chase Garbers, he kept getting hurt. So the revolving door of personnel and offensive linemen were all over the place. So with that in mind, there was an excuse for not being very good on offense. But this year's much worse. This year, Kellerman's out there running for his life. The offensive line is atrocious. Our offensive line coach went to Colorado to be with Coach Prime. Instead of hiring a new offensive line coach, we moved the running back coach to offensive line coach. Who knows if he even knows how to coach the offensive line? Hire me. I can coach offensive linemen. Bring me over. I'll help the Brahmas win. I'm hyped to help this team win. Call me up, Wade. Call me up today. I'll be there. Pay me $80,000. Maybe. Something like that. I'll be there. And I'll help you win. I'll help you win this league. I'll fix that O-line for you real quick, Wade. I guarantee you. But AJ Smith won't. AJ Smith is resigned. He's out. For a moment, that left the Brahmas without an OC. And last time, they didn't coach. The offensive line. They just moved someone up that wasn't qualified to do it. So are they going to replace the OC? on a Wednesday before they play on a Sunday against the Michigan Panthers at a must-win game. Legit must-win game. If you're 0-3 and everyone's just, 2-0, 3-1, 2-1, you're well behind the 8 ball. They need to beat the Michigan Panthers. So what did Wade Phillips, Mark Littlebridge, and the rest of the Brahmas Brain Trust do? Predictably, they just moved an unqualified coach into the offensive coordinator position. Wide receiver coach and special teams coordinator Peyton Party, a famous son, John Party, his grandson, I believe, who's never been an offensive coordinator, who's never called plays, is going to take on the offensive coordinator position to probably run AJ Smith's offense poorly. AJ Smith was running his offense quite poorly. And then Peyton Party is going to be a derivative of AJ Smith, probably running the offense quite poorly. Okay? And last year, all the talk about AJ Smith was that he's innovative, he's using VR systems, the whole league can use VR systems, and blah, 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 blah. It didn't work last year, and it didn't. It's all gimmicks. I personally, for the first 2 weeks, have been very frustrated with AJ Smith. Someone told me, AJ Smith, did he really resign? I said, the offense has been a dumpster fire. I'm not surprised he decided to quit. If I had that on the field, I probably would have quit too. But I won't quit. Call me up, Wade. I got you. I'm an O-line coach. I'll fix that thing real quick, okay? All right, DC Defenders. Had something similar happen today. So everyone was upset about AJ Smith quitting the Brahmas. We're out. Okay. Brahma love. Woo, horns forward. Okay, hope we get the win this week. The DC Defenders, 2-0. 2-0 in the top of the league, top of the XFL conference, getting ready to play the St. Louis Battlehawks in the biggest game of the year. Guess what? Defensive coordinator Gregg Qulliams is out. Boom, he's gone. The architect of their great defense is gone. Boom, out the door. Someone else is going to run that defense, just like Peyton Party. Someone not qualified to run Gregg Qulliams' defense is going to take over. What's that going to look like? No one knows. Maybe the intrigue of the UFL is less about teams getting better and more about who's going to be left. Feels like an AF1 season right now. I saw a rumor that said, did these coaches leave because they're not getting their paychecks on time? Ugh! I didn't want to say that out loud. That's the quiet part we're not supposed to say out loud. But I said it. And that has AF1 vibes all over it. Arena football vibes. At least they're not running a battle of the bands that pay their players like the Corpus Christi Tritons. Yeah, they're running a battle of the bands so they can pay their players. Hopefully. Craziness. AF1. What hot garbage, okay? All right, there were some players of the week last week in the UFL. They were announced today. On offense, quarterback Manny Wilkins. Manny Wilkins, offensive player of the week. What is happening in this league? That is gross. He's just a game manager, y'all. He's just not making mistakes. Brahmas are making mistakes all over the place. Defense, defensive back, DJ Miller Jr. for Michigan Panthers. He had 2 interceptions in a game. That's a record in the league. First guy to get 2 interceptions in a game. That's not a glowing point for your league. I'm not trying to diss on the UFL, but come on. This is silly. Silly. Special teams player of the week was punter Marquette King of the Arlington Renegades. When your punter is your player of the week, you had issues. Tomorrow I will go through my UFL predictions. I went 4-0 last week. You can bet on those games on DraftKings. You can make some money off my picks. I'm going to go 4-0 again this week. 4-0. 4-0. 6-2 for the season. 4-0 next week, guaranteed. Almost guaranteed. Don't knock me over my back. I watched this movie one time called 2 for the Money, and the guy was a handicapper, and people would call, and Al Pacino was his boss and stuff. And then he started getting him wrong, and the mob came and knocked him off his bike and said they were going to kill him. Don't do that to me. I don't even ride a bike. And if you try to knock me over, I'm going to hit you with my bike seat or something. Whoa, you want to win some money? Listen to my picks tomorrow. UFL. Boom. Okay. 4-0 last week. Arlington Renegades. Some transactions in the UFL. They released cornerback Cedric Anderson. These are just released 30 minutes ago or less. San Antonio Brahmas. They released cornerback Greedy Williams. Guess he's not that greedy or was too greedy or something. He's gone. This isn't the Cleveland Browns, bro. We ain't got time for your greediness and getting burnt deep all the time. Gregg Qulliams sucks ass. My bad. I cussed. I apologize. I got a little emotional there. Okay. San Antonio Brahmas released outside linebacker Toby Ndukwe. There's no Ndukwe. We're going to miss Toby. Sorry, man. No sacks. We can't pressure the quarterback. We can't contend anybody. Get rid of all the outside linebackers. Replace them all. Replace them all. It's gross, man. Very disappointed in the Brahmas right now. St. Louis Battlehawks, they released wide receiver Jerome Cap. Everyone's releasing people. DC Defenders, they signed somebody on defense without Gregg Qulliams. They signed free safety Josh Proctor. Gregg Qulliams is probably going to go join, Reggie Barlow, Tennessee State. That's what he said he was going to do. He's going to do it at the end of the year. Him and Fred Case. But Fred Case like, let's win a championship. Gregg Qulliams is like, nah, I'd rather get paid. Okay, DC Defenders did sign free safety Josh Proctor. He played at Ohio State. We'll see what happens there. Birmingham Stallions moved quarterback Alex Magoo to the IR list. That means he's out for a minimum of 5 weeks. Just like Chase Garbers. Goodbye, Alex Magoo. Nice job, DC. I hope you lose this week. Or do I? Play St. Louis. I don't know who's I want to let him win that game, but Alex Magoo, you're gone, bro, for 5 weeks. Michigan Panthers lost defensive end Braylon Speaks. IR, out 5 weeks. This is a good timing for the Brahmas. If the Brahmas work such a dumpster fire right now, I think they would win that game. But I don't know yet. I haven't really thought about it. I'm glad I didn't make my predictions yet because I didn't know they were going to have their offensive coordinator quit and move an unqualified, unexperienced coach, a guy who's never called offense before takeover. And it didn't pay off for Memphis either. No, it didn't. Okay, tomorrow starts the NAL Week 6. Okay, so I got my picks for that. Tomorrow night, Thursday, April 10th, 9 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be 7 p.m. Mountain Time. It's on YouTube. The Carolina Cobras, who are 2-2, they lost the Wheeling Miners last week. That's gross. Okay, they're traveling to the Idaho Horsemen, who beat the Shreveport Rougarou. Boogaboo. Boogaboo. Okay, I think the Cobras, they've changed a lot of personnel last week and this week. I think they're motivated after losing to the Wheeling Miners. They're going on the road. Last year, I watched them play the Idaho Horsemen, and they destroyed them. Idaho Horsemen couldn't move the ball against them at all. Turnovers over the field. I will say the Horsemen have probably gotten better, and the Carolina Cobras have probably gotten worse. So I don't expect it like 52-7 like it was last year. But the 2-2 Cobras traveling to the 1-2 Idaho Horsemen. I'm thinking about the offense, thinking about the defense, thinking about special teams. If Carolina can come out and power run the ball down the Horseman's throat, which is how they want to play football, power read with James Summers, let him throw some crossing routes, then I said the Cobras win that game 36-28. I don't know where you can gamble on the NAL. I don't think you can. But if you could, I would pick the Cobras 36-28 all day. Okay, Saturday, because the Corpus Christi Tritons couldn't do their part, they were going to AF1 to not pay their players there. Because AF1 was like, we don't care if you don't pay your players, or feed them, or give them housing like you're supposed to. See, that's why the NL didn't want to do business with. It's like, we don't want to be a garbage league like the AF1. Okay, I digress. Saturday, April 12th at 9 p.m. Eastern, the Colorado Spartans are playing the Las Vegas Kings. And you may say, I've never heard of Las Vegas Kings. I have also never heard of the Las Vegas Kings. So I did some research during the IFA. That's all I could find. I looked at their Facebook page. The last entry was from June 2024. I don't know who they're going to play. I bet it's a semi-pro team, honestly. Because of that, I got this Colorado Spartans beating the Las Vegas Kings 52-14. Because I figure I know nothing about the Kings. I know the Spartans can run the ball and maybe not turn it over and play some defense, and they should win that game by a lot. If you're in a pro league and you're picking your own opponent, wouldn't you pick someone you can beat? I would. I would pick the Las Vegas Kings. Colorado Spartans will beat them 52-14. That's my prediction. That's Saturday night, 9 p.m. Okay, Sunday, April 13th, 7 p.m. We got this is a big one. Omaha Beef, new head coach Brandon Negrin. Okay, change that out. They made a lot of additions. They did a trade with Carolina. They're trying to boost their roster, trying to get their offense clicking. They traveled to the Beaumont Renegades, 1-0. Omaha Beef, 3-0. Top team in the NAL in my mind. They were not happy with being 3-0. That's a good sign for them. Beaumont Renegades are 1-0. They've only played one game. They beat the Sioux City Bandits, which played in the championship game last year. It's a solid win. Omaha has to go on the road to Beaumont. That's in Texas. It's not that far from Omaha, really. I mean, I've never drove it, so it might be a long distance. I was guessing. I think the Beef will come out fired up. New head coach. They want to impress people. They want to show that the new head coach shouldn't be fired like the old one. The team should be woke up and bolstered for a victory. The Beaumont Renegades are fighting for respect. What I saw against the Sioux City Bandits, they got on early and they came back and won the game because Sioux City started turning the ball over. I'm going to assume the Beaumont Renegades, who've been on 4 or 5 weeks rest, they're going to come out fired up. I'm assuming that. So I think they'll keep it close. But I think the Omaha Beef will win 44-38. If the Omaha Beef do not win that game after firing their head coach, that's a problem. That's a problem. If you fire a head coach when you're 3-0, you better make sure the next person you bring in makes you go undefeated. Same. It's a lot of pressure. You were 3-0. If you come out and you go 3-1 immediately against the first-year team, Brandon Negrin, man, you'd be out. You'll be having bigger problems than looking for the local Italian restaurant. That's what he was talking about in an interview. It's nothing. It's all fluff. It's bubble gum. He used to coach the Carolina Cobras. They haven't won a championship since 2019. They lost to the Wheeling Miners. Gross. Okay. Green Bay Blizzard. They signed defensive. This is from the IFL. Now we're transitioning to the IFL and their transactions. That was a weird transition. That was my NAL picks. Just to review. Tomorrow, I got the Carolina Cobras beating the Idaho Horsemen. And then the next night, I got the Colorado Spartans beating the Las Vegas Kings. And then I got the Omaha Beef in a crazy close game, beating the Beaumont Renegades in Beaumont. 3-0. We're going 3-0 this week. I'll be 11-6. Okay, in the IFL, Green Bay Blizzard. Those predictions for the IFL will be tomorrow. That's another league you can bet on in the DraftKings. I'm not saying you should gamble, but if you gamble my picks, you'll win. We were 4-1 last week in the IFL. We're gonna go something in O this week, like 5-0. Okay, so just be ready for that tomorrow. Green Bay Blizzard has signed defensive lineman Tremont Lofton. They released defensive lineman Tomaje Porter. And they released linebacker Sir Zion Dance. Just because he has a silly name. Sir Zion Dance. See ya. Bay Area Panthers signed offensive lineman Antonio Derry. They're trying to build up. Take the next step. They want to go 2-1. Okay, CFL. Winnipeg Blue Bombers. They signed American wide receiver Reggie Brown. BC Lions and signed American defensive back Cole Jones. I didn't mention this. That AJ Smith situation, quitting the Brahmas. I wrote an article about that tonight. It's on UFL News Hub. Check that article out. I go through some details of how I feel about that and how the league feels about that and how Brandon Silvers used to play quarterback for the Houston Roughnecks under AJ Smith feels about that. He feels like maybe Wade Phillips and the leadership of the Brahmas were to blame by controlling AJ Smith and not letting him do his job, not letting him cook, as the young ones would say nowadays. You gotta let him cook. No, you gotta let him not cook. Okay, Paris Musketeers. We're going to the ELF now. ELF, European League of Football. Paris Musketeers signed defensive lineman Lamonte McDougal. He's played at West Virginia, Washington State, UTSA, University of Texas, San Antonio. He played in the German Football League for the Dresden Monarchs. He had 40 tackles, 8 sacks, 17 tackles for loss, and 2 forced fumbles. If you don't know about Europe, the GFL, the German Football League, is the second tier down. They're the second best league in Europe. Elf is the best. Okay. In his career in college, he had 68 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, and 4 fumble recoveries. It's pretty good. He should make a difference for Paris. They have a solid team. We'll get back to looking at those divisions soon. They start in May. Okay, for our enthroners, they have signed offensive lineman Thomas Middleton, who once again played in the German Football League at Berlin. He played in the Spanish League for Badadu, Drax, and then he played in the Elf for the Barcelona Dragons. His job is to come and protect quarterback Brock Doman. They need someone to protect Brock Doman in Hungary. Stuttgart Surge. However you say it in German. I'm working on my German, y'all. On Duolingo. Give me a sponsorship, Duolingo. I'm using Duolingo to learn German after this video. I'm on day 104. Okay. That was just a quiet break. Day 104 of Duolingo. Ja, das ist sehr gut. Okay, Stuttgart Surge. They extend quarterback Lars Heydrich. He's a backup quarterback for them. He backs up quarterback Riley Hennessy. Last year, he threw for 345 yards, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception, 23 for 35. He was mopping up for Riley Hennessy. Previously, he played for the Frankfurt Galaxy in 2023 in place of Jacob Sullivan, who was a starting quarterback who got injured. He threw for 585 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's German. It's a good guy to have on your team. He's like the Manny Wilkins of the Elf. Okay. Vienna Vikings, they signed quarterback Michael Zabo. He's a rookie in the Elf. He's played for other European leagues, but not in the Elf. So Vienna Vikings signed him. Probably be a backup quarterback, Michael Zabo. But usually the quarterbacks get hurt quite a bit in the European League, so he'll probably get a lot of playing time. Although Vienna's done a good job of protecting their quarterback. Okay, NFL. Exciting stuff. Quarterback Jackson Dart visited the Cleveland Browns today. He's going to visit Las Vegas Raiders next. He's hoping the Raiders don't pick him. He's also, met with the New York Giants, Saints, and the Rams. Atlanta Falcons defensive back Justin Simmons. He's not expected to return to the Falcons. Bye. New York Giants. Quarterback Russell Wilson's getting $2 million this year to be their quarterback, probably their starter. That's the cheapest quarterback in the league. Why do they do that? Why do they pay him $2 million? Because he'll play for it. And second, if it doesn't go well, they're going to trade him real quick. And he's very tradable at $2 million. That's the cheapest starting quarterback in the league. I guarantee it. It's easy to trade. They can get something for him. Quarterback Shedeur Sanders is now, it's all over the place with him. He's visiting the New Orleans Saints. He's going to visit the Pittsburgh Steelers. I say, and I believe on the latest mock draft that I did, I had the Steelers pick him. He fell quite a bit. Arizona wide receiver Tatora McMillan. He's a great fit for the LA Chargers. Good receiver. They should draft him, most likely. Alabama quarterback Jalen Milroe is not expected to be drafted in the first round of the NFL draft right now. If the Steelers don't pick Shedeur Sanders, they'll probably pick Jalen Milroe. They like him a lot. And they don't have a quarterback still. Aaron Rodgers is out of the picture for now. We forgot about him. We forgot all about Aaron Rodgers. It's good, probably. Kansas City Chiefs, tight end Travis Kelce, and quarterback Patrick Mahomes think they should play every Christmas Day. That should be like the Lions playing every Thanksgiving and Dallas playing every Thanksgiving. Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes think the Chiefs should play every Christmas Day. That would make football unwatchable on Christmas Day. Okay, Cincinnati Bengals making some moves. Trying to make some moves with Trey Hendrickson. Okay, it appears they're going to trade him again. It's back to they're going to trade him. They're reportedly seeking a first-round draft pick for Trey Hendrickson. That's it. First-round draft pick for Trey Hendrickson. You got to pay him. The Washington Commanders should scoop him up. 100%. You want to win the Super Bowl? Get Trey Hendrickson. Okay, Cleveland Browns are now expected to pick Travis Hunter with the number 2 pick in the NFL draft. I saw somewhere that they're going to try and do the, I don't know if you ever watched the movie Draft Day. I watched it last Sunday. Kevin Costner makes a bunch of bold moves in the draft, and they get 3 first-round draft picks. And they make some cool deals along the way to get a special teams player. The Cleveland Browns are trying to live that movie for real, live the draft day dream. They're hoping to pick Travis Hunter and then also get Shedeur Sanders. They're going to have to do some trading, some dealing. It's me like that movie. The Cleveland Browns are now trying to live a Kevin Costner movie. Interesting. Okay. Cleveland Browns. Again, Louisville quarterback Tyler Schaff, whatever. Visiting Cleveland. He's going to visit the Giants today. He visited Cleveland on Monday. Next, he's going to visit the Raiders and the Seahawks. And he's previously met the Jets, Steelers, and Colts. Indianapolis Colts. Quarterback Quinn Ewers for Texas is visiting the Colts. He can join the quarterback graveyard. Maybe if you start with the Colts, it's not a graveyard. Although, I don't know when it started for Peyton Manning. That's the only one. Okay, Pittsburgh Steelers hosted North Carolina running back Omarion Hampton. I've heard Omarion Hampton is the second best running back in this draft. Ashton Jeanty may have been inflated due to playing a weak schedule in the Mountain West also. So Omarion Hampton might be the best running back in this draft. I have him going to the Washington Commanders. They would win a Super Bowl then. They get Trey Hendrickson and Omarion Hampton. They win a Super Bowl this year. Guaranteed. Write that down. Guaranteed. Okay. Tyreek Hill said he's looking for a trade out of Miami. Now he's going to have to look for a trade out of prison. I don't know that for sure. This is a bold statement. Police responded to an ongoing assault in real time for Tyreek Hill. He was assaulting somebody or getting assaulted. Probably assaulting someone. Cincinnati Bengals signed linebacker Joe Giles Harris. 1-year contract. The linebacker's not going to be very good about a defensive line, Joe. Okay. Trey Anderson. Dallas Cowboys signed offensive line Sadiq Charles. So remember, Sadiq Charles, he played for the Commanders from 2020 to 2023. He didn't play last year. He retired. He came out of retirement. Now he's getting signed by the Sadiq Charles. He's signed by himself. The Dallas Cowboys. Sorry, I'm a little tired. Should have a better show tomorrow. It won't be on quiet mode, hopefully. Okay, Jacksonville Jaguars. They have no plans to pick up linebacker Devin Lloyd's 5th-year option on his contract. Now, why is that important? Because they have until May 1st. Devin Lloyd is a 2022 first-round draft pick. They have till May 1st to figure out if they're going to pick up his option for his 5th year or not. They said, we don't plan to, yo. That means they don't want him. Seattle Seahawks signed tight end Brady Russell to exclusive rights tender. Brady Russell's going to be a Seahawk. Okay, that's the show. Got it? Let's have a quick talk with Wolfie D. Wolfie D, what do you think about today's news? I think AJ Smith quitting stinks. Why'd you do that to us? Well, I don't think it stinks because the offense was horrible with him coaching it this year. And I guess he wasn't getting to run his scheme and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's better. Good point. Maybe it is better. If you can't be happy where you're at, go somewhere else. Some deep thoughts, Wolfie D. Some deep thoughts. Omaha Beef did that. They're undefeated. What happens if they lose that game? They stink then. Oh. What else you got? Okay, I guess that's it, really. Our picks are in for an NAL. We're hoping to go 3-0, Wolfie D. Let's go 3-0. We'll be making more predictions tomorrow for the IFL and the UFL. Last week we went 8-1 on those predictions. You can bet on those if you want to on DraftKings. I will not be betting on those. Gambling's bad, kids. Okay, if you want to read some articles about the CFL, check out CFL News Hub. It's a website, it's an app, something like that. If you want to read UFL articles, including my article about AJ Smith quitting the Brahmas, visit UFL News Hub. Check out my Substack. All the articles are there. And then subscribe to this channel. We have 76 people. We had 78. 2 people quit us. They're losers. They're losers. I'd like to get to 100. Okay, give me 100. That's our first goal. We get to 100, we're cooking. We're feeling good. Okay, let's get to 100 subscribers. Tell your friends. Let's get to 100 subscribers. And like the video if you liked it. It wasn't my normal energy. I'm trying to be quiet for, being polite. We'll go back to it tomorrow. Go Brahmas. Go Beef. Okay, have a great night. The Football Scientific Portal is closed. Good night.